All right, so 8.4 is subtracting real numbers. So it's real important that I understand how to add real numbers, because subtracting just means that all I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the opposite of the second number. So we notice here a minus b means a plus negative b. So I keep the first number the same, I change my minus sign to a plus, and then I look at my second number here and I'm going to find the opposite of it. So let's go through these problems here, and we're going to sort of walk ourselves through these. So here's my problems. It says subtract 7 minus 4. If you notice, my first number doesn't stay the same. It was a 7. We kept it a 7. We changed the minus sign here to a plus. Then I'm going to box that second number. That second number right now is 4. Well, the opposite of 4 would be a negative 4. So 7 plus negative 4. If I had $7 and I owed you 4, well, now I'm left with 3. Okay, let's try the second one. I'm going to do it the same way. The first number, negative 5, doesn't change. We do change the minus sign to a plus, and then I box the second number. That second number is a 3, so the opposite is now negative 3. So if I have negative 5 plus negative 3, now that gives me negative 8. Okay, the second one, the first number again doesn't change. It stays a 3. We change our minus sign to a plus. Then I box my second number. If you notice, that second number is a negative 6. Well, the opposite of negative 6 is a positive 6. And so 3 plus 6 is just 9. And then the last one I have here, negative 8. It stays negative 8. We change the minus sign to a plus. I box my second number. The opposite of negative 2 is a positive 2. And so now negative 8 and positive 2, negative 6. All right. So what I want to point out here in these problems is a lot of times the question people often ask is, let me just clean up some of this mess here. How do I know if that first number, if that second number is a positive or a negative number? And so the easy way to think about it is that if you look at the number, I'm looking at the number after the minus sign, right? After the minus sign, after the minus sign, after the minus sign. These numbers are in parentheses and they're negative, so their opposites happen to be positive. These numbers that I've circled, just the number itself, are positive. And how do you know they're positive? Because they don't have parentheses. Look at their opposites. Their opposites do have parentheses with a negative sign, so those numbers are negative, okay? So let's try a few more here and see if we can't figure out how to do these. So it says subtract 12 minus 15. So remember, my first number 12 stays the same. I change it to a plus. I'm going to box that number. The opposite of 15 is a negative 15. So 12 plus negative 15, negative 3. My first number stays the same. We change our minus to a plus. I'm going to box this number. That's a negative 7. Well, the opposite of it will be positive 7. So negative 4 plus 7, positive 3. Again, my first number stays the same, 18. Change the minus to a plus. The opposite of a negative 8 is a positive 8. There's my 26. And so the last one here, negative 6. Change the minus to a plus. That's a positive 6. Well, the opposite would be a negative 6. And there's my answer, negative 12. All right, so for the next problem here, 620 minus a negative 126. So remember, our 620 stays the same. Change the minus to a plus. That becomes a positive 126. We're just adding these numbers together. That's going to be a 6, a 4, and a 7, so we end up with 746. All right, so the next couple problems here say we're going to do some subtracting, but it says subtract 8 from negative 9. Anytime it says to subtract one number from another one, that number needs to be written first. So negative 9 minus 8 is going to become negative 9 plus a negative 8, that leaves me with a negative 17. I'll do the same thing with the next one. Subtract negative 17 from 5. So 5 is going to be my first number minus a negative 17. That becomes 5 plus positive 17 gives me 22. Now, when it says to find the difference of two numbers, the order is already in the proper order, okay? So I'm just going to go negative 32 minus a negative 5 would be negative 32 plus 5, and that's a negative 27. Let's take a look at these next ones. We'll just go slowly, piece at a time. So the first part here says 8 minus 3. Well, 8 minus 3, 8 minus 3 is 5, and 5 minus 2 is 3. Okay, the next one, negative 5 minus negative 8. I'm going to rewrite that as negative 5 plus 8. I know negative 5 plus 8 is 3, and 3 minus 32 becomes a 3 plus a negative 32, which would be a negative 29. If you all notice the next one here, this is already telling me to add. I don't have to worry about changing any signs here because I'm already adding. So negative 11 plus a negative 6 is a negative 17. Then I have minus 5. So here I'm going to go ahead and fix that. Negative 17 plus a negative 5 leaves me with a negative 22. And so the next problem, again, very much the same way. I need to go ahead and fix this part. So that becomes negative 25 plus a negative 8 is a negative 33. And I already have a plus negative 4. I don't need to change it. Remember, the only time I'm changing my signs is if I'm subtracting. So negative 33 plus negative 4, negative 37. Good. Let's keep moving along here with some of these other problems. Again, these are all very much the same way. I want to go through them slowly, one piece at a time, just to make sure that we're doing all right. So again, here, this is going to be negative 10 plus positive 12, because I'm going to fix that. That's going to give me a 2 plus negative 7. I'm just kind of going in order. So 2 plus negative 7, negative 5. Minus 4, I need to fix this part, so that becomes negative 5 plus a negative 4, and that leaves me with a negative 9. Okay, next one we'll do it the same way. This becomes negative 6 plus positive 8 is positive 2. Positive 2 plus a negative 12 is going to leave me with a negative 10. I have a minus 7 after that, so I'm going to fix this part, negative 10 plus a negative 7, to give me a negative 17. All right. So the next part here says evaluate. Again, this is my whole plug and chug business. So I'm going to put 2, and then where the x used to be, I'm going to put a 6, minus y, which is the number negative 4. So that's going to give me 12. Remember, I'm going to fix this part, plus positive 4, and there's my number 16. Okay, so let's take a look at this word problem that we got here, see if we can't figure it out. And it says the coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth was 129 degrees Fahrenheit in Antarctica. The warmest temperature ever recorded was 136 in the Sahara Desert. How many degrees warmer is 136 than negative 129? So I want to think about that for a minute. So I'm going to draw a number line, and suppose here's 0, right? So negative 129 would be, say, over here. Here's my number, negative 129. And 136 would be over here. So it says, how many degrees warmer is 136 than negative 129? So essentially what we're trying to do is figure out how far it is from there to there. Well, I know that from here to here is 129, and I know from here to here is 136. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add those numbers together. And let's see, 9 and 6 is 15. That's a 6, so 265. So it's 265 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than negative 129. All right, so we're going to continue here. We're subtracting fractions. So again, I'm going to do this very much the same way. If you notice, in the first problem, I already have a common denominator, so I'm going to leave my 11 alone. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, if I have negative 3 minus a negative 5, what would I do? Well, I'd have to say, well, that's negative 3 plus a positive 5, leaving me with a positive 2, and my denominator is still 11, right? All right, next one again, I'll do it the same way. So I'm going to have a negative 4 minus a negative 1 all over 7. So that becomes negative 4 plus positive 1 over 7. And that just gives me negative 3 over 7. Now, if you notice some of the next ones here, well, I don't have a common denominator anymore, but we'll go ahead and figure those out. So between, again, 2 and 3, my common denominator is going to give me a 6. So we're multiplying that 3 there, this 2 here by a 3, by a 3. So I'm going to do that by a 3, it's going to give me a 3 there. I'm multiplying this 3 here by a 2, so I'm going to do that by a 2, that's a 4. 3 minus 4 becomes, what, negative 1 over 6? In the next problem here as well, again, negative 1 over 6 minus 3 over 4. Between 6 and 4, 12 will be my common denominator. So I'm multiplying this one here by 2. So that becomes a negative 2. Multiplying this one here by 3. That's a minus 9. Okay. So I'm going to say, okay, well, look, I have negative 2 plus a negative 9 all over 12. That gives me negative 11 over 12. All right. These next couple problems, again, we've done problems like this before, earlier. So again, remember, my first number stays the same. That is a, oops, sorry. Let me get my pen again. Let's try this. Okay, so let's see. We have negative 10 plus 8. That's going to leave me with a negative 2 plus negative 4. So that gives me negative 6 minus 20 becomes a negative 6 plus a negative 20. And so I should have a negative 26. Let's see. Let's take a look at this next one. Again, 5 minus 9 will become 5 plus a negative 9. That's a negative 4. Plus another negative 4 gives me a negative 8. And then I still have minus 8 after that. So negative 8 plus negative 8 is negative 16. I still have another minus 8 after that. So that's negative 8 plus, negative 16 plus negative 8. That will leave me with a negative 24. All right. Let's try some of these next ones. So 0 minus 8.92 will just be a negative 8.92. 3 to the third minus 8 times 9. I need to go through my order of operations. So 3 to the third, remember, means 3 times 3 times 3. That's 27 minus 8 times 9. I need to do my multiplication. So now I have 27 minus 72. And 27 minus 72 is a negative 45. Okay, for the next one here, I'm going to do what's on the inside of my parentheses first. So I have 4 minus 6 times 7 minus 3 is 4. I need to do my multiplication. 4 minus 6 times 4 is 24. And so 4 minus 24 becomes a 4 plus a negative 24, which is a negative 20. And so the last couple of problems I have here just say to evaluate. It says evaluate each expression when x equals, let me clean this part up right here, there we go. When x equals negative 5 and y equals positive 4. So I'm going to write 9 minus a negative 5 over 4 plus 6. So remember, this is going to become 9 plus 5, which is 14. 4 plus 6 is 10. We can reduce that fraction by dividing them both by 2, 7 over 5. All right. And the last one here is y squared minus x. So I'm going to put y squared, so that's going to be 4 squared, minus a negative 5. So 16 minus a negative 5 is going to become 16 plus 5, which is 21.